to learn, I mean, we learn and unlearn. And if there is an institution to learn from another, I think the one in the US need to learn from the one in Ghana. And the one in Ghana obviously can also learn a bit or two from the one in the US.
Okay.
However, these are two separate, as much as they may have similar visions or similar directions, I believe they have two different visions and two different directions. Yes, they could pick one or two in terms of expertise, in terms of how things are done, or in terms of certain things. But if I am to pinpoint, I would say that the one in US would have to learn because the one in Ghana has been able to stand the test of time for over 20 years, which is not a joke. So if there's one to learn, the one here in the US needs to learn, especially how to be consistent and how to sustain. In fact, the state security was involved in almost every activity. And I tell you this. So they had a time designated for red carpet. And the time the event is supposed to start and the time the event is supposed to end. Now, this is what I realized. You know, here, for some funny reason, it could be 6 p.m., it could be 7 p.m., and the atmosphere will still be clear. Yes, the darkness comes a little late. So it can be 6, it can be 7, and you still have some clear skies and everything. And funny enough, when the event started, there were still clear skies, and the red carpet is supposed to start at a certain time. Now, when it was time, according to every indication, maybe the red carpet is supposed to start from 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event is supposed to start at 8 p.m. There was a security around that time that will tell you that, Charlie, time has run. So you guys should go inside to go and go and start the event. And even when the event has started, at a point, the organizers even had to prevent people from going on the red carpet.
Wow.
Yes. Because, yes, events next time, so most of them started, so 8. So at 8, we expect everybody to be seated for the event to have kick-started. And even when it was time for them to close, I remember whilst the auditorium was so charged, even when Kwabena was done performing, the crowd was still chanting for we want more, we want more, we want more. Meanwhile, there was one security guy that was also at the entrance signaling the organizers that, Charlie, more time has so, And I remember one funny incident. Sammy Flex even had to go and tell him that, back. And it was the same auditorium, like it was the same hotel I was lodging.
Okay.
So obviously a porn event, people traveled from far and near. So some of them link up, you see them to the car park, you have conversations and all of that. And I can tell you, say, until those rounds were done, the security stayed and made sure there was not even a single person in the auditorium.
Wow.
Before they left.
Wow.
And that is one aspect of it. But all in all, it was a good show.
Use it for 12 hours. 12 hours in minutes is 720 minutes. All the money you make is yours, commission free. I thank you guys all for supporting Shaxi from day one up to now. And I just want to tell you guys that Shaxi has a good package for everyone, both our riders and our drivers. Thank you so much for supporting Shaxi. Shaxi, it's time to ride.
Family, have you noticed now Vema comes without a seal? Same refreshing taste in a lighter bottle with less plastic, less waste. Easy to compress and shrink for recycling. One small change, one big step for a cleaner future. Join us protect our planet. No seal, less waste.
Yo, Ghana, what's up? I have been in this market for a very, very long time, and I understand your day-to-day activities. So
It is the Real Talk Show right here on Sammy Flex TV. My name is Desert Eshen. Nande episode anande all the video and it's all about Ghana Music Awards USA. Then yes, even before the program, no, yen correspondent and yen colleague or had the Roland Amate all enjoy some Flex TV moje drew no our USA. Yen any to come or picture whatever was happening and nyama we and progress to make the show a show no. Yes, Roland or the brand. And then come in your bed aftermath of the show no or then from 1 to 10 Roland or no rating it then. Yes, Roland is still in the USA, original Samba or USA on the line. You know about to chum come on now. In your mouth called USA, Ghana Music Awards USA now. We're training for him. Not for other man. Roland Amate. Mr. Roland Amate. Hey, me picture me on us who chose Samba.
Oh, me try me Samba. Me type. Our Times Square.
Me come tell.
Our Times Square.
Babu chi fata o.
Hey.
Hey. Okay. Next time we wo ho dada. Hey, okay. I'll come in to the move. Me show picture so kala na toss na me say, hey.
Sammy Flex TV moje drone there.
Hey.
Sammy Flex this moje drone there. So color never toss.
Hey.
Color never toss. O say color never toss.
Wait, me sure say umbabium. Dabi.
Oh, bad dear. Yeah, but yeah, you to me because so on say to one I have to your no. Sabi one that will permit us to be at one place for a very long time.
Okay.
Because, and even with that, it is not only for pleasure. We are here to work. But try even after stepping in, we had to let people know that we are in town for businesses, for promo, and everything. And see, it is as much as okay. It is also fun to be here, and so far the family and friends that are here have also received us. Big shout outs to Mr. Nuts, Mr. Nathan. I think he's been very helpful to us and all the team.
Okay.
And so with that, as much as say okay, it is fun to be here. They've received us beautifully and they're hosting us beautifully. We are also here for business. We are also here for work.
Okay.
Putting things together because Sammy Flex TV is also global, and as much as we are global, our tentacles should also be able to spread to other areas. So we are here for not only leisure but strictly business as well. So we will still entreat everybody who is in and around, especially currently. I'm situated at New Jersey still.
Okay.
I'm still in New Jersey. And anybody that is ready to do business with us, of course, we are very much open to collaborate for your music video shoots, your promo, interviews, and everything. Let's link up.
Okay.
And let's do more.
Okay, I think as you said earlier, you are in the USA for business and promotion. And the reason why I call initially Ghana Music Awards USA, where we spoke to you, gave us some quick intro about what is about to happening, and Nyama Koso, yes, Sisi the Maya program no AOTY. And trying for you, what happened? How was the program?
Oh, this is going to be a good review of the Ghana Music Awards USA 2026. It is on top of our bucket list. It was one of the main things that brought us into this side of town. And when we got here so far, it was very good. Before the event, I spoke with you guys and I gave a good picture of how things were looking so far, even prior to the event.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like you said, the event is done. Every event, And if there are ways to describe how the night went, I would say it was a proud moment. It was a very beautiful location. It was a very solid event, highly beautifully produced. and everything went on as smooth and well. In fact, this is my first time, my very first time of being in the US, and this is also my very first time of being at the Ghana Music Awards USA. This year happens to be the 7th year, 7 years running,
Okay.
and this happens to be my first time. The other ones that I have knowledge about, that is from the first one to the 6th one, have all been online and reviews from others that have been at the event. But this is the very first time I may participate in this particular event or attending this particular event. And I must say, from what I have seen or heard over the years and what I came to witness now, I must say I am really, 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 really impressed.
Okay.
I am really, really impressed, and I felt very proud being in the AOTY Regency Hotel, witnessing live the whole ceremony, the Ghana Music Awards USA 2026. And first, let me say big shout outs to everybody that won on the night, everybody that took something home on the night, everybody that performed as well, and all. It was a good day.
Okay.
It was a good day.
So since I can say it was a good day, no, let's come down to the awards. Awards, no. Now, let's start with the plaque. Looking at the design, no, is it a usual thing, and this one was a different thing?
Oh, for the Ghana Music Awards USA, it's as much as the design may look similar, it has changed certain features and all of that. But the main important thing is not even about the design plaque, but it is about who is winning what's on the night.
Okay.
And even Sammy from the beginning of the whole event, I mean, when you even check the red carpet setup, this is an event that wasn't so huge as compared to the one that we have back in Ghana, like the Telecel Ghana Music Awards and stuff.
Okay.
But in terms of the tightness of the production, in terms of the quality of attendance, in terms of the whole setup and everything, beautiful, very, very simple but classy is how I would describe it. Because from the red carpet setup, they had a podcast area where they were doing interviews. So the red carpet in itself was left for videos and photos and everything. And if you want to interview somebody, they had a whole podcast session that was hosting people, interviewing them even before they enter into the auditorium. And entering into the auditorium, of course, you one thing that you have to pay attention to is the caliber of people in attendance or the quality of attendance.
Okay.
Was the auditorium full? I remember you were even having a funny feeling when the CEO Dundee said, "Oh, don't even bother coming to the place if you don't have tickets." Yes, I know you were having a funny feeling about that statement, and it was all because on the day that it was sold out. Whoever was supposed to be in the auditorium, I would say, had their name on the list. Aside the ones that had bought tickets online, every table, every chair had a name on it.
Okay.
And and yeah, we are looking for we have to sack some people had to stand. If you saw anybody standing or anybody not having a place to stay, it means that the person was either dancing or the person was just in and around, maybe taking content and all of that. Because on a day, there were so many people that had tables and stuff, but were also in and around because it was a big day to also socialize. Aside the fact that they wanted to enjoy the music, they wanted to celebrate Ghana music. It was a big day for people to socialize. One interesting thing about America is the fact that, unfortunately, unlike other parts or other places like maybe the Europe, the UK and stuff, it is very, very different. You can be in the same country with somebody and you guys can still be hours apart, like worlds apart.
Yes.
Worlds apart. I remember my first funny experience was when I got to New Jersey. As at that time, our boss Sammy Flex was around California, and when I woke up, I was like, okay, because we were scheduled to link up that particular evening, and I was looking at, okay, how do I contact him and get updates on some of the things, itinerary on the day and stuff. And me, baby, I'm about 11 something. It was around 11 a.m., almost 12. I know that, okay, as at this time there, Bra is active.
Yes.
Wasori, he's active, he's ready to do business and all of that. I called him, he didn't pick. I texted him, he didn't reply. For like 30 minutes, I had not gotten a reply. I was like, hey, what's going on here? Only for me to wait about an hour or two time. Then he came to reply and was like, Charlie, I feel no, sorry, now Bobby 7 or he asked the time, I'm a friend, now Bobby 7 or maybe close to 8 or on.
The same place.
We were in the same country. And it is like that. In fact, so you can even link up with somebody and Charlie, I'm in town. Can we find a way to link up? The person will send you an address, or the person will go send me an address. And when you want to even check, you realize that you may be in the same New Jersey with somebody, but the person may be around 1 hour away from you, 2 hours away from you. The least, 30 minutes. The least. How be so be won't change power not bang or pound for 30 minutes. There you can get 1 hour, you can get 2 hours.
Wow.
Obi and Ponsa, the distance between Obi and Ponsa, where he is in North Carolina, and where the event happened in New Jersey, is close to 8 hours long.
Wow.
8 hours. So imagine if I am in New Jersey and Obi and Ponsa is in North Carolina. We may be here for months and not even have a drink. So it is on the day, it was one that, yes, people may be living in the same country, but you can clearly see the level of excitement when they meet each other.
Okay.
Because this was just one in a lifetime opportunity for them to have that link up, for them to have that night out, for them to have that drink, for them to have that form of huge socialization that they would probably might have enjoyed back home. And that night, that is the Ghana Music Awards USA, provided that opportunity for people to link up. So, yes, people had tables, people had chairs to sit on, people had the opportunity to enjoy the event. But you could clearly see it was more of a link up and enjoyment. On the personal level, even more than the event. And that is the opportunity it brought. So, it was a beautiful event. So, you could clearly see a good representation of the entire Ghanaian industry. In one room, both the ones from Ghana and the ones also living here in the US. Because as much as we had a good Ghanaian representation, you could clearly see people from different angles, from the media to musicians to normal music lovers to people who are working with artists, people who are even into the movie, like other areas even of the entertainment industry. You could section beer. It was a cocktail of the entire industry representation, and it was a good night. Now to performances, of course, we had performances from the likes of Edem. Rapper Edem was in there. Even before that, we shared videos of their rehearsals. That is Edem's rehearsals, Wendy, Shay, PCS, and all of them gave a very sterling performance. All of them gave a very sterling performance. Wendy Shay on the night was fantastic. PCS gave some good dope performance. And them same way, Kwabna was almost like the icing on the cake. And of course, the carpet band that held the whole event down, PCS, the Kwabna, Wendy Shay and the likes, the PLC 44 exclusive band also held it down as part of the music and entertainment side of the whole event. And I know, sir, we've touched on who won what, but on top of the list, yes, some updates have been made on our pages, that is Sammy Flex TV, on some of the people that won. But the enviable one, the artist of the year, yes, went to Wendy Shay, where she beats the likes of Shatta, the likes of Stoneboy, the likes of Black Sharif, and all of them people to emerge as the winner on the day. Was it a well-deserved Yes, of course, because like the saying goes, if you are in that category, you are a potential winner. And then when they say they work to deserve that, of course, again, she did, because if not, she wouldn't be even a high contender, even back home in Ghana. You could clearly see, say, when the Shay on the day was among the top people that were contending for the Artist of the Year, even at the Ghana Music Awards, the one that happened in Ghana. So it was not so surprising for her to have won that here. I think PSC Star also walked away with, I think, 2 awards, either the Gospel Song and the Gospel Artist of the Year. You know, this particular award scheme is in various parts, okay?
Yeah.
There is the representation of Ghana-based artists, and there's also the representation of the Ghanaian US-based artists.
Okay.
So this is a Ghana Music Awards thing, but it is divided into 2 sections: the Ghana representation and the Ghana US representation. And in the Ghana US representation, we had the likes of Jamming Beats and other people also winning awards and picking up some awards on the night. So it was a good day. It was a good day. And of course, you asked also about performances, and I remember you asked about Obi Amponsa being a comedian on the night.
Yeah.
I can, from Obi Amponsa's performance, I can clearly and now confidently tell you, say, if there is a place, I don't know about other countries that they've performed though, but if there is a place aside Ghana where comedy or Ghana comedy is thriving, I would say it's here in the US. Because from all indications, you can clearly see the impact of Obi Amponsa here in Ghana, here in the US. The moment he touched the stage, you know, normal, there are some people that maybe in Ghana that have still not experienced the Ghana stand-up comedy. But the likes of Obi Amponsa and the likes, when they grab the mic, you can clearly see, say, okay, this is somebody that has had an impact. This is somebody that has grown in the space, and you can clearly see it. You can clearly see whatever they are doing, whatever efforts they are pushing in, and you can clearly see the results. Not long ago, I think before that, he did a comedy tour with Lexi here in US, and they went for different states. Right after this particular event, I've seen him also announce a couple of dates, even around the North Carolina Hodom award, and hopefully, if we are able to get a chance, need to crosses our 8 hours now, and I to make this over some few ones, near PM or there. We may bring updates and all of that, and among other ones, other link-ups that we've done so far, we've shot different videos, even for some artists here in the US, and they will be released very, very soon. They will be released very, very soon. So it was a good day. It was a good day. And after, let me also touch on a little bit on security, since now it has become very topical in our entertainment and event space. On the day, it was also interesting to know that security was one of the top priorities on the night. And one thing that was very interesting again to note was the fact that from the beginning to the end of the show, in fact, the state security was involved in almost every activity. And I tell you this. So they had a time designated for red carpet. And the time the event is supposed to start and the time the event is supposed to end. Now, this is what I realized. You know, here, for some funny reason, it could be 6 p.m., it could be 7 p.m., and the atmosphere will still be clear. Yes, the darkness comes a little late. So it can be 6, it can be 7, and you still have some clear skies and everything. And funny enough, when the event started, there were still clear skies, and the red carpet is supposed to start at a certain time. Now, when it was time, according to every indication, maybe the red carpet is supposed to start from 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event is supposed to start at 8 p.m. there was a security around that time that will tell you that, Charlie, time has run. So you guys should go inside to go and start the event. And even when the event has started, at a point, the organizers even had to prevent people from going on the red carpet.
Wow.
Yes. Because, events in the time, so most of them started, so 8. So at 8, we expect everybody to be seated for the event to have kick-started. And even when it was time for them to close, I remember whilst the auditorium was so charged, even when Kwabena was done performing, the crowd was still chanting for we want more, we want more, we want more. Meanwhile, there was one security guy that was also at the entrance signaling the organizers that, Charlie, more time has so, And I remember one funny incident. Sammy Flex even had to go and tell him that, I can't back. And it was the same auditorium, like it was the same hotel I was lodging.
Okay.
So obviously upon events, people travel from far and near. So some of the link up, you see them to the car park, you have conversations and all of that. And I can tell you, until those rounds were done, the security stayed and made sure there was not even a single person in the auditorium.
Wow.
Before they left.
Wow.
And that is one aspect of it. But all in all, it was a good show. It was a very beautiful event, ran smoothly, and we were very much impressed. And I know every patron and everybody that was there. In fact, a good representation. Nana Don Kwata was there. Obasi was there. Obasi was there.
Yeah.
Among so many top people that, there was a good representation of the entire industry in there. Sammy Flex was there, GH Kuku was there. Like other top personalities that also graced the occasion were also there. And you could clearly see the love and connection, even though people lived miles apart, like states apart. Mr. Nathan would tell you, US is excellent on its own. It's countries coming together as one continent. And indeed, it's true. So people came from far and near to be at the events, and so far, that is what actually happened.
Okay, so with this review or the information you are giving me, we can clearly say there was nothing negative or any sound problem when it comes to the event.
Oh, would that would sound and this thing term as negative, glitches and all of that term as negative? Well, it depends on how you define it. But you see, at the end of the day, you look at the greater portion of what happened and compare. If the deficiencies of the event were more than the positives, then obviously it is very easy for you to note problems that happen.
Okay.
But if the positives in terms of excitement and what the event promised to bring came up, then it means that, okay, to even be able to note, because on a day, unless you are a very technical person or you belong to an event industry or you know what is going on, it will be very easy. I doubt if some of the patrons even noticed glitches in sound and all of that. I doubt. Why? Because the positives around the event were more than what maybe somebody would term as negative. If there was anything negative, I'm not sure it was even felt or it was even noticed like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, last question, then we'll wrap it up. What do you think the Telecel Ghana Music Awards can or could learn from Ghana Music Awards USA in terms of organization, red carpet, timing, performance, and everything?
Oh, to learn, yeah. I mean, we learn and unlearn. And if there is an institution to learn from another, I think the one in the US needs to learn from the one in Ghana. Yeah, and the one in Ghana obviously can also learn a bit or two from the one in the US.
Okay.
However, these are two separate, as much as they may have similar visions or similar directions, I believe they have two different visions and two different directions. Yes, they could pick one or two in terms of expertise, in terms of how things are done, or in terms of certain things. But if I am to pinpoint, I would say that the one in US would have to learn because the one in Ghana has been able to stand the test of time for over 20 years, which is not a joke. So if there's one to learn, the one here in US need to learn, especially how to be consistent and how to sustain, because the sustainability of it is the reason why people revere the likes of Grammy now.
Yeah.
Not just because it is awarding musicians, no, but also because of how they've been able to consistently sustain it for years, for decades. That is what will prove, or that is one of the things that if there's anything one would have to learn, the one in US would have to learn from the one in Ghana.
Okay.
It should be around ways and means to sustain, because you see, this is an award scheme, and definitely, as much as people may be excited to be winning something on the night, you know that majority of the people would also go home probably disappointed on the fact that they did not win anything. Because in a category where it has about 8 people, if you one pair will go win, it is only one person that will win. And you ask yourself, okay, what happened to the rest, like the 7 now? Obviously, there will be some that will be better. There will be some that will not even want to associate with the scheme again. Therefore, falling off. And you go say excitement now, the best starting. And yes, I excitement now, everyone might do twice.
Okay.
It's the reason why some events or some awards events have fallen off even over the years. The strategy of reinventing yourself, making yourself more exciting, more appealing for year in, year out, even when some people fall off, you will still be able to get others being part of the scheme to sustain it for years. It's one that needs to be learned. So if there's something to learn, I'm sure the organizers of the Ghana Music Awards USA will still have to find a way to learn on how to sustain it. Because so far, so good. 7 years running. Yes, we commend them. 7 years running. We will commend them and tap on their back and give them thumbs up and congratulate them, because it is not an easy task to even run an event for 2 years or 3 years continuous. And for them to have been running it 7 years, and next year they also promise to be part, or they promise to bring it back again. Of course, we need to commend them and also hope that they are able to sustain it like the ones that are also running elsewhere or even in Ghana.
Okay. All right. Roland, so I think your last words then, let's wrap it up.
Okay, so thanks so much. Hopefully yesterday I was in a famous Times Square.
Yeah.
We did time kakra Times Square. Yes, and it was a very good experience.
Okay.
So far, it is not just about having experience in the Ghanaian music space or entertainment space, but of course, this is also an opportunity for us to learn and compare. Since in America, we learn and unlearn certain things as we go. There are certain things that you probably might have picked up from the beginning, and along the line you will have to drop it. Why? Because you'll probably be exposed to other stuff or better ways of doing stuff. So the old ones you need to drop.
Yeah.
I've chanced on conversations in terms of tourism and some tourism conversations going on in Ghana, and around yesterday having some form of experiences. I can tell you, say, there's more to talk about and there's more to learn and unlearn as a people in our space. And we hope, say, beautifully, not to be like some of our leaders. We hope, say, some of the things that we learn when we are exposed like this, we will be able to replicate them when we get back into our industry and we come. You see, we've always had a problem of, okay, are people not exposed? Yeah. Don't we get some of our leaders coming into such places to learn? Don't they see the beautiful things that are happening? Why don't we replicate that? And I believe, so hopefully, we will be able to replicate some of the beautiful things that we are seeing here, also in our home.
Okay.
for us to also have a thriving industry. So more updates there, Bebreba.
Okay.
Bebreba, and this is the best time for people to subscribe to Sammy Flex TV.
Yes.
And just be part of the big family so we can all enjoy. But Sammy Flex, we have
Moja drone.
One year ready. We are ready by this time. Coming in the time.
Okay, the time. Oh, Bamesru. The next one there. Menewa.
Oh yeah, sure. First is all never go.
Oh no, only passports book.
Okay.
So I didn't. Yes, start to local. I go international. Yes, sorry, go international about local. What I say? One step at a time. Me my first step back. When I come back, I'm the back and I just say. All right, thank you very much, man. Like Roland. Yeah, so that was Roland giving us a live report from the USA and everything about Ghana Music Awards USA. Yes, it was a nice experience. And then Roland Ken, Sammy Flex Mojo Drew. And you enjoy. We are out of here.
Ghana, what's up? I have been in this market for a very, very long time, and I understand your day-to-day activities. So you know what? I introduced my new smartphone devices into the market, which is the